2, 1, and we're live. All right. Type chat. Type chat. Hey, what's going on? So it takes a while. Some people get like notifications.
Yeah, let me put it on my Instagram.
Oh shit! I gotta also see if this is good. Okay. All right, so they're tuned in right now. Whoa, this is super loud. Let me see. Say something.
What's up? What's up?
Oh, that sounds perfect. Nice. Well, that's really loud.
It's my.
I like it though. Cool. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. I'm here today with Jose Reyes. What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Yeah. And what are we doing?
Let me share you on my.
Oh yeah, we're doing some promoting. So real quick,
Just give me a few minutes, a few seconds.
type in the in the chat where you're from. How old are you? What do you do? What's your biggest secret?
Oh, that's a good one.
Dude, I got these shirts. I don't know if I'm getting fatter. Oh, I know I'm losing weight. I was fatter, but I don't know if my chest is growing because now it's really tight here, where this wasn't before.
You're just getting swole now, man.
It's getting swollen, man. I just got a an official gym membership again. I was going in for free for a long time.
All right, we're good to go.
Good to go. Sweet. So what's up, man?
Not much, man. Excited to be here.
Yeah, right on.
Finally be on the show.
How did we meet? Through Steph.
Through Steph.
Yeah. So Steph is his girlfriend.
That's right.
I met her, high school, 9th grade. We had a couple classes together, and then you guys have been together what, 2-3 years?
3 years, going on 3 years.
Dang.
Yeah, that's right.
That's cool, man. Well, tell us about yourself, man.
Well, let's see. Born and raised in Los Angeles. I am the creative marketer. I run a social media agency. It all started kind of by mistake. I learned this when I was in high school. I took a class because I got kicked out of the soccer team for grades.
Oh, really?
So
you were a bad kid, huh?
Yeah, so I had to take an extra class. I took a computer class. I learned graphics. I learned how to do certain things. And, it just carried on with me. I went to college, and then later on, I decided I wanted to be a realtor because I wanted to make some money. So when I was in the real estate industry, I was getting ready to take my exam, and I realized that that's not what I want to do. And I realized that marketing was something that came to me naturally. I was running lead pages. I was doing a lot of engagement through Facebook at the time, and actually getting a lot of qualified leads from buyers and sellers. So then I realized that, hey, I could do this and make a business out of this. And fast forward a few years later, we have Creative Marketer.
How did you get started in that?
In what?
The transitioning.
Transitioning?
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to be in a real estate group, and I hated prospecting. I hated cold calling.
Oh yeah.
I hated door knocking.
So for those that don't know, cold calling is you walk on the street and you just go up to people like, hey, how are you? Hey, you looking to whatever? You start telling people at random. There's no relationship. They don't know you. You don't know them. Prospecting or prospects is anybody can be a prospect. But prospect is more like
cold calling is calling a list of random numbers.
Yeah,
of people that you don't know. Prospecting is speaking to somebody in a parking lot, at a Target, a Walmart, door knocking, a complete stranger, and just letting them know about what you do or what kind of services you offer.
And leads are, how I understand leads, it's just basically an opportunity. Somebody who has a bit of interest.
Yeah, somebody that has a bit of interest to whatever you're offering or selling.
Yeah. Okay, go on from there. That
real estate group. So I hated doing all that stuff that you have to do to, become successful. So then I started building funnels and lead pages, ads on Facebook to attract buyers and sellers. And the group realized that, hey, you can do this for us. So then I started.
Nice.
Then I started lead generating for the group through social media, and I started getting paid through that, but then I realized that this could be so much more than what I was doing. And funny story was that I actually decided to do right after that. I did like graphics and all that stuff, but it wasn't my best run. So I kind of drifted away from the business at that time. And
what do you mean it wasn't your best run? Like
I didn't do the best, and I kind of got discouraged. So you can say I kind of quit for a while.
Okay.
And I started doing some other stuff. I started figuring other ways to make money. And now this year we came back. Sometime last year we came back strong, rebranded the business, and it's just been a blessing ever since. I learned my lessons. I did things that I'm not proud of, and just became a better person.
Ooh, tell us more about that.
Well, that's another topic.
No, let's go in. So, or I guess let's do this. What's been a big turning point in your, or no, like a big lesson you've learned in your business experience?
The biggest lesson I've learned in my experience was
so far
was not being able to deliver for a client, where it felt almost as if I ripped the client off.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. But luckily they're great people. And now as of a return, I plan on actually providing my service back to them and show them, gratitude, because they hired me back then when I was still learning the process.
Oh man.
And I failed miserably.
At their expense.
Dang. And so now, it's my time to give back to them.
But I think there's no avoiding that, if it's something you've never done. Like I've done it too, where I'm like, I know the product and I sell it and I'm good at selling it.
Yeah.
But then like, all right, cool, yeah, we like it, now do it. And I'm like, oh shit, I have to do it now, huh?
That's exactly what happened.
Hold on, let me see. And then you give like a window of like, I can do it by this time. And then you're just waiting over your head and you're like, oh fuck. And then you realize you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't deliver what you had promised, and it's a bad feeling. It sucks.
It sucks. But like I said, it's been one of my biggest lessons. I've since that time I've cried a lot, I've prayed a lot, I've gotten a lot closer to God. My spiritual life has been a lot better. So it's now, my life has changed.
Nice.
Thanks to me wanting to become a better person. There's others that would take that and just actually make that into some type of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Start ripping people off. But to me, that hurt the most. And it's like, no, I got to become a better person. Yeah. I got to be the best creative marketer. So, I prayed about it. And to this day, I still pray and I give a lot of thanks. Nice. Everybody that supported me from day one, everybody that trusted me from day one. And now, like I said, we got to give back.
Well, what inspires you to keep going after the failures, after the rejections, after the long nights and nothing comes out of it, or it's not what you think? Once you're knocked down, what gets you back up and go like, you know what, this isn't it, I'm gonna keep going?
That's funny. I've always wanted to be famous. So my thing is that at the end of the day, I want to be an influencer, a role model to children, teens, because it's not easy out there. A lot of us don't get the same support. Some people get a lot of support at home and some people just don't. You see, currently I coach a group of middle school kids, soccer. And to me, they're a blessing because, I get to be their role model.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of them think they can't do certain things because they don't have support at home or any other reason. Right. But see, I'm an example to say that you can accomplish whatever you want. See, I failed. My parents weren't the most supportive with me going into business.
Tell me more about that, because it seems like there's like a what was your house like growing up?
Well, we've typical Hispanics. They taught us go to school, get good grades, get a good job, benefits, and all that stuff, right? And to this day, my parents do that. But see, I was always different. I always wanted to be different. I always wanted to be somebody in life. So to me, it's like I can't stand out and have an ordinary job. Like, no celebrity, has a regular job. There's celebrities because that's what they do, right? So to me, it was like I was different. My parents, since day one, they were like, okay, you're gonna do this, but you still gotta, take care of your finances and this and that. And to me, it was like, no, I'm gonna go hard and I'm gonna stumble and I'm gonna fail, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going. You
Yeah.
know, and there's been a lot of arguments, dramas at home, and tension. But I'm blessed now and so thankful that it's gotten a lot better. My relationship with my family has gotten better now that I've gotten better, and they're super supportive.
So, growing up, they weren't supportive.
Well, referring to me going into business.
Gotcha.
They've always supported us in everything that we wanted to do, but it was very uncomfortable for them for me to say, "Hey, I just got let go from my job, and I'm not looking to look for another job because I'm gonna go into business."
Yeah.
That was very difficult for them,
Gotcha.
and till this day, they had to see some results for them to actually accept it. Because it's like, "Oh, what are you doing with your life?" This and that, and to me, it's like, "Mom, just be patient. Like it's gonna happen,
Yeah, man.
Like it's gonna happen, but you gotta be patient with me." No, Walt Disney didn't build his empire one day.
True.
It took him years. So this day is still getting built.
Yeah. Never-ending improvement.
That's right. So I'm just the type that's always reading. I'm all about mindset. I'm always studying, the grades in business, and it's just like if they did it, I could do it.
Yeah.
Right. And it all requires a little bit of sacrifice. A message that I used a couple days ago was most people wait 9 months to have a baby, but they can't even wait 3 months, 5 months, possibly a year to build a business.
To see it
they go 1 month and it's like it tanks.
It's like, why am I not rich yet?
And it's like,
where's my jet? Where's my shit?
Right. But hey, people wait 9 months to have a baby. You can't wait 9 months to build a business.
I think they need to be forced. Because babies, you can't be like, you know what, 3 months, pop this baby out.
But
yeah, you gotta let it cook. I think the message is like, it takes, what is it? It takes 6 months to make a Rolls Royce.
Oh.
So, and then it takes a Toyota 3 hours.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, if you want something good, you know, or what's the saying? Rome wasn't built in a day.
There you go.
Yeah. I remember too, like I still kind of clash with my sister about that, where she's like, "What are you doing? What are your plans? What's your plan? What's your plan? What are you gonna do?" Because my girlfriend's living here now, and it's just like, man, I'm working on it, but I'm sorry, it's still in development. Talking to people here and there, but it's not, and it's frustrating where I get their point of view too, because obviously they love us.
Yeah.
They don't want to see us.
They want the best for us.
Yeah.
They don't want to see us struggling and hurting.
Yeah. And I think it's frustrating for both parties too, where it's like, man, it's not gonna just pop out like right then and there. Of course, there's you have to work for it, take actions. But damn. So why do you want to be famous?
I don't know. I've always had that in me. Like, so funny story was when I was in preschool.
I thought you were gonna say prison for a second.
No.
I was like, oh damn.
No. When I was in preschool.
Yeah, this little kid on the.
We had this. I don't know what type of day it was, but I showed up to school with sunglasses, and my teacher said, "Oh, this kid belongs in Hollywood." And it's always stuck with me that I always wanted to be somebody. I want my name to be known. I always think about, well, how do you want your family to remember you?
Yeah.
You were just somebody's grandpa, or you want to be the person who changed your family's legacy?
Yeah. Well, what do you want to be remembered for?
Well, I want to change my family's legacy. I want to make sure my kids can go to any school, not go to that school because that's all they can do. Right? If my kid says, "Hey, I want to go to that school," well, we have the money to pay for that school.
Yeah.
If my kid says at 18, "Hey, I don't want to go to school, I want to build a business." Okay, let's build a business. What are we going to build?
Yeah.
But the fact that, provide options for my family. We're I'm not going to say I grew up poor because I didn't. We had roof, food, clothes, but we didn't have luxuries, you see? And I wish I want to give my kids that. I want to travel the world when I grow old. I want to retire and travel the world.
Yeah.
And I just, at the end of the day, like I said, I want to be famous. I want to be an influencer, and I want to help others. I want to pour belief into others that you could too be somebody, no matter where you're at in life.
Yeah.
You might have failed before, or you might not have the physical support now, or you might say nobody loves you, but you could still be somebody. Everybody has an opportunity to change where they're at today.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're not a tree, move.
Yeah,
Right?
that's cool. I
And-
remember first heard that. I was like, that's right. I got legs.
Yeah, like just because we were brought up one way doesn't mean we have to be that way.
Yeah.
You know, our parents are our parents, and we're ourselves. We can be different.
Yeah.
But I always respect my parents. I love them dearly, and everything they've done for us till this day, man. But I want to do some things different. I learned a lot from them, but there's things I want to do differently.
And then also, I always think too, it's like they love you, they want the best for you, but it's like I'm trying to think of a metaphor for it, where it's like what worked for them doesn't work today, So it's like, yeah, you're right. We should work, but jobs aren't the same as they were back then. Price of living or cost of living is different now.
Yeah.
There's the internet. We don't have to go to a place all the time. I think it's also because it's just they didn't grow up with it and we did.
Yeah.
So we understand it a bit more, and they're like they kind of see it like, oh, all they know from it is like, oh, I'm on Facebook all day.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But they're like, oh yeah, you can make money from this.
That's another thing I get a lot. It's like, oh, you're always on your phone. I'm like, well, I actually make money doing this.
Yeah.
Like someone asked me the other day, like, well, what do you do? I was like, well, I use everyday things like Instagram that people use for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually use those things for money.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa, what do you mean?
To generate money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, some people just go on and you're looking at nonsense and memes and, just burning hours of the day.
Well, even memes, like the meme accounts, they get paid. Like,
they
hey,
get paid.
You have a ton of followers. Somebody's like, hey, mention my product in your...
They get paid because you're viewing their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's just knowing that there's different markets that emerge.
Yeah.
And how you can leverage them. But... yeah. You mentioned earlier that you want to, so it sounds to me like you want to inspire people.
Yeah.
To help them change their life. So you want to do, and then you mentioned outside earlier that you want to do coaching.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Like business coaching one-on-one? Do you want to do like speaking seminars?
Not too much of business, more of seminars. And one would be a marketing coach. The services that I offer now, eventually I want to, get out of the working field where I can just show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, Ty Lopez, that's someone that I follow a lot, Grant Cardone, right?
Yeah.
Now they teach the product rather than, oh, here, hire me and I'll do this for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how to do it. Right.
Yeah.
That's one. And two, I just want to, be a motivational speaker, be on stage, go to high schools, middle schools, and, let them know that, because a lot of them go into gangs, right? And this is my biggest thing that I've learned from when I was in high school. They go into gangs and they think that's who they're going to be the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you haven't even started life.
And that's important too, because like, I think in high school, you have all this pressure, like, what are you going to do now once you finish? And it almost seems like even as adults, it's like, oh, I studied this thing, so I can't do anything else. It's like, no, that's what college is for. That's what school is for. I mean, shit, there's a bunch of YouTube courses where you can kind of like, is this what I want to do? You don't have to stick where you, like you said, you're not a tree.
I'll give you the perfect example. We think about these things, but then you got people all around the world going from one relationship to another relationship, but they're scared to go from career to career.
Oh, dang.
But they're not scared from going relationship to relationship. Dang. But it's the same thing, right? It's just
an
the
investment,
way
it's a relationship, yeah.
It's just the way you think of stuff, right? Just the way, what do you feed your brain? Like earlier we were mentioning, you asked me something and I was like, well, I'm very cautious about what I feed my brain. I'm not just going to feed everything that the media is telling me to.
Yeah.
Right? I protect that. It's the same thing with my circle.
What do you consume? Information.
Well, first of all, books, right? Yeah. Books. I don't watch the news because the news has nothing relevant to what I have to do, what I do in life.
Yeah.
Right. All I'm going to watch is a bunch of stuff, and depends what you're watching, because there's news that are talking about the other side of the world, and I'm sorry, I do care about them. I hope everything gets good, but
it just doesn't.
It doesn't apply to me. I'm not going to burn my energy.
It's not going to affect you.
Like, oh my God, look at what's going on in England. Like. Yeah. What is that going to do with me?
Speaking of that, what do you think of that whale that popped up in the Amazon?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, there was.
You see?
They found a humpback whale
Ooh.
in the Amazon, like no oceans nearby, just a dense
Whale.
forest. There was a recently dead. I think it was a humpback whale.
Do you have any idea how I got there?
What I'm thinking, it's like Fantasia. They just flew up and then they're like, "Oh damn, I'm out of pixie dust," and then they fell in. No, somebody said that because it rains so much that sometimes it does flood, and it can connect to an ocean, a nearby ocean. So I'm thinking that would be the most logical thing. Like, okay, maybe it was a very heavy rainy season. Some curious whale was like, "Oh, hey, look, check this out," and then the waters receded and it got stuck. It makes sense. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Total sense.
But man, I wish it was like Fantasia. That was my favorite. Did you ever watch it?
No.
Fantasia?
Nope.
Oh man, do you know what it is?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
I'll have to check it out after this.
So it's what is it? It's a Walt Disney. It's a cartoon. I think they remade it actually into an animated version, but it's basically Disney cartoons, but with classical music in the back. So it's damn.
Kind of like the show at Disneyland.
Yeah, that's where it's from. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse with the little the wizard thing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I never seen it.
It's super cool.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
There's a segment in the video. I think it's like the last one where it's whales and then they start flying like on a full moon.
Okay.
And they're flying through the sky and they're doing like over the clouds and it's super cool. And then they land back in the water.
Cool. I'll check it out.
But yeah, man. All right, let's see. So, what are the questions we have this week? So, as always, I ask you guys on my Instagram to ask me questions. What do you want to hear us talk about? And we go from there. Let's see. Let's do something fun. Well, since we're on the topic of Disney, did you ever hear about that Walt Disney froze himself?
No, I've never heard that before.
So the story goes that he wanted to live forever, so he cryogenically froze his body so that when technology catches up, they can revive him.
How's that looking out for him?
I don't know. It's a rumor. I don't know. But somebody said that what if the Disney company created the movie Frozen, so if they were to search Walt Disney Frozen or whatever, that would pop up to kind of divert from that topic. Kind of makes sense.
Makes sense.
It's a good move, but we'll never know.
Now they got a part 2 coming out.
Oh, there is, huh?
Yep.
Dang. I never saw that first one.
More to that? I did.
Yeah?
I did.
I just know the... I remember seeing the trailers and thinking the whole movie was about Olaf.
Yeah, me too.
And then it got super popular, and I see the videos of the girls and the let it go.
Well, see, I watched it because I thought it was going to be about Olaf.
Yeah.
Then I watched the movie, and it was about the girls, and I was like, this is not what I wanted to see. But I see the movie. I see the movie.
Jeez. Damn. What's the strangest thing that's ever happened in your life?
The strangest thing that's ever happened in my life?
Or something unexplainable, odd about your life that's happened in your life that you've seen, experienced? Something strange. You're like, whoa, what was that? What did I see? Or what happened?
I don't know. I can't think of that. Do you have a story for us?
I've said them like every weekend almost.
Sheesh. I'm trying
every
to think.
week. They always ask me the same thing every week. Like something you can't explain, ghost story, UFO stories, something mysterious. It's like, that's all the same question.
I don't know. I don't think I've experienced anything like that.
No?
If I have, and if it was some type of alien story, it probably erased it from me.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't
Planting
know.
memories in your brain? In your mind? Dang. Didn't I have a pen?
You did.
Oh well. Oh wait. It's right here. Nice. What do you think? This is a good question. What do you think makes a strong bond?
Strong bond?
Yeah.
Just between anybody?
Yeah, whether it be friends, relationships.
Well, I want to say it's honesty and loyalty. You know, you can't have a bond first of all, you can't bond with somebody if you're not really honest with them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not loyal to them, then that means you never really bonded.
Yeah.
right? If I go back and think to bonds that I have with people, it's because they're either loyal, they're honest with me,
Mm-hmm.
and we just connect. I doubt you can have a bond with somebody that's not honest and loyal with you.
Yeah.
That's my main thing.
Mm,
What would you say?
bond. What makes a good bond? See, when I read the question, immediately I thought of like my closest friends, and then
Loyalty.
it's just loyalty. It's always bringing the other one up, like, hey man, come on, encouraging them, being there when they're down,
Yep.
supporting them when they're up, and what was the other one? I guess loyalty. That's correct. Like always, even if you have an argument, you guys like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry, I did this. Like you see each other's part. But I think the most what bonds you because you can have a cool friendship, but I think a good bond is experiencing things together.
Yeah.
Because that's only something personal between you guys that somebody else wouldn't have. So I think that is basically what bonds you guys. Any cool memories?
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
Cool memories?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
like bonding memories that you're like, oh man, this was super cool. Like for instance, or something that just came up to my mind was the time my family and I we just we went to Vegas on a planned trip, and then from there we're like, let's go to Mexico. Let's just go. And my mom was like, no, but my dad was like, yeah, you know what? Let's check it out. Like, let's go. Or I think we planned, because we went. I don't remember the specifics, but we ended up going to visit my cousin in New Mexico, and then Texas. And I don't remember if it was the same trip, but we also went to Mexico, so New Mexico, Texas, and then down to Mexico. It was like a 3 or 4 day trip, and it was just super fun. We're joking in the car. We're stopping by to see attractions. Yeah.
So I have a memory. It's still forming itself,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess since we're in the bond topic,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing, a family bond.
Mm-hmm.
We talked in the past couple months about going to Mexico, back to my dad's rancho.
Yeah.
And now all my dad's family, we're all gonna be at the rancho together in June. So it all started, and it's starting now. Like we were all together this past weekend for my dad's birthday, and
nice.
We pretty much planned out the trip. Like
that's fun.
We all have our flight tickets already, so it's like, okay, we're gonna get there this day, and we're gonna do this and this and this and that.
Dang.
And we're gonna go to Puerto Vallarta on this day, and it's all planned out already.
What month are you guys going?
In June.
June? Oh, it's gonna be warm by then.
Yeah.
Dang, it's gonna be so hot. So many mosquitoes. You're gonna be sleeping all like.
So it's already like happening for us. Like the memories are already happening since the moment we all agreed to go.
Dang.
And it's just brought us all so much closer together. We're all so excited about it, and we just can't wait till we get there and build more memories out of it. So I can't think when was the last time we were all there together.
What's something you want to like for sure you want to do
while I'm out there?
Yeah.
Well, for sure. Oh, man, everything we're gonna do, like we're getting there straight for the Fiestas del Rancho. We're doing that Friday, Saturday.
Or what are you looking forward towards the most?
Going to Puerto Vallarta. I mean, mostly, going back to. I haven't been to Mexico since I was a little kid.
Oh, really?
I don't remember. I was like 3, 4.
Really?
Maybe. So I don't remember much of it.
That's a long time ago. How old are you now?
27.
27. Wow, you haven't been back in a long time.
Yeah. Well.
Hello. Come on in. Oh, my girlfriend.
Hi.
Jose Reyes.
Hi, nice to meet you. Finally meet you.
Oh, yeah, you guys haven't met.
Right. Heard so much about you.
Yeah. But, oh, hey, Andrea just got here. Last time we were here, when I had coffee with them, remember?
And you did my photo shoot.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's him. But since the longest we've been saying like, oh, when my girlfriend comes back, let's go out to dinner, let's eat, have lunch. So we'll plan that out.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
Yeah. How's work today?
Good.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna get back to the podcast.
Yes.
All right, cool. um, bam.
What do I look forward to?
Yeah.
Is that where
Oh,
we're
I
at?
thought you were gonna fist bump me.
Oh, that's
I
it,
was
that's it.
Because you just went like this. So I was like, wow, that's so automatic.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Dang.
So
yeah. So what do you look forward to?
27. I haven't been back since then. I'm 27. Well, I've
Nice.
been to Cancun, but
Mhm.
not to the rancho.
Yeah.
So just going back, really paying attention to where my dad came from.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to my roots, right?
Damn,
where
it's
we're
so
really
much fun, man.
because I don't remember that, and I mean I've always wanted to have a rancho.
Mhm.
Like I always love horses.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, I don't think that I'm gonna go and not like it. Like
Uh-huh.
I know I'm gonna love it. Like I've always loved that life. So now it's like, okay, it's exciting to
What
go.
about it? Like just
I'm not okay. Most
the
people
rancho life?
most people would be like, oh, what the hell? But I
like
love
the
the
pointy
smell.
boots.
I love
like
the
the
smell
hats.
of rancho.
Yeah.
Like-
the wet dirt,
Like
the animals,
like
the plants.
I love that smell. Like I
That's
could wake
cool.
up in the morning and smell that.
Yeah.
When I drive by, when I used to go to Miraloma, or when I'm in the Compton area where the ranchos are at,
There's
I
ranchos. Oh, yeah, there
automatically-
is ranchos there, huh?
I
By the
automatically
river.
lower my windows
Yeah.
because I love that smell.
Dang, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I went horseback riding there once. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Because I didn't go. The last time I went was that trip with my parents
Okay.
or my family, and I must have been like 10, and then I went again after when I turned like 20 something when my aunt died or my uncle died. But man, all the nostalgia, like everybody's so friendly,
Yeah.
everybody's smiling, food's super cheap. You feel super rich there. They're like, you know what? I'll invite you. All your cousins want to hang out with you. You go out like late, go for drinks or whatever. Everybody loosens up. Everybody's excited to
Yeah.
see you.
It's like you don't have to worry about what's going on here.
Yeah.
Right? We're out there. I mean,
Leave your worries at home.
Yeah, I mean, we still gotta run the business, but hey, at the end of the day, it's like we're here to enjoy family time.
Mhm.
Make memories,
That's man.
build that bond up again.
I haven't been back to Mexico in a while, but might go in May. But every time I'm there, man, it's a nice feeling. It feels more laid back, I guess, because like I don't know if it's the rules are more relaxed. They're not really enforced as much. So you're just like, but everybody's cool with each other. Damn. I was gonna ask you something. I don't remember. Oh, okay. So if you were if you could go back in time and meet yourself when you were in high school, knowing what you know now, what 3 things would you tell yourself?
Who? I was in high school. One is the same. Don't ever give up. To your goals and dreams. Number 2 is be patient.
Be patient.
And number 3, trust God.
Trust God. Be patient. And what was the first one?
Never give up on your goals.
Never
and
give
dreams.
up on goals and dreams. Okay. Never give up. Be patient. Trust God.
Because I've always believed that everything will come in God's timing.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we try to rush things, we try to force things, but it's not when we want to. It's when God decides we're ready for it.
Yeah.
So to me, that's like, just be patient, keep doing what you got to do, keep getting better at what you're doing, keep making your goals, keep reaching your goals, and God is gonna make that happen at your time.
The way I like to express that sometimes when I'm like talking on the subject, I'll be like, you don't know what's ahead of the curve, but whatever you're working towards, whatever you're taking actions on, future you is like arranging things so that they line up.
Yeah.
God, future, whatever, whatever you want to call it. I say God. Infinite intelligence is like, all right, well, he wants this, so let's put this in front of him because he needs to learn this lesson or whatever to be able or ready to accept whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. I always like to say you have to be acting, thinking, feeling the way you want to be in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Emotionally, all that stuff, and it's all a process. And then I always hear too, like once you reach that goal or that thing, you're like, huh. So I think happiness for me, kind of to move subjects, it's always constant growth. Like if you're in the same place, you're gonna get bored. So you always, like you mentioned earlier, always improving, improving yourself. And I think that's why a lot of people are depressed, because that's one of the topics here, is this depression trend. And I think that kind of ties in with what you said about the reason everybody's depressed, in my opinion, or this trend of depression, is because of what's on social media. You're letting all this stuff just program you into and think, or comparing yourself to what you see on television and all these other people's feeds, where it's like, that's where they are, and it's fake also. Sometimes people stage it, but I think in order for somebody to be happy, you have to be contributing, not just being selfish, all about me. What are you doing to improve your life and the people around you?
I agree
Contribution.
with you. I think happiness, it's from within, right? I think people choose to be depressed.
I think so
they
too.
might not know that because they're so deep in.
Yeah.
It's a drug.
Yeah, your mind tricks you.
Yeah. So see, I got checked by this not so long ago by my girlfriend. She said I said something about I'm already having the worst day, and it was only like in the morning. It was only like AM, and then she's like, the day just started. How can you be having a bad day? And I was like, what? You're right. Like, you can't. How can you say I'm having the worst day of my life if you just woke up a few hours ago
and the whole day hasn't passed yet? So I think that's an important thing to notice, is you're already, by saying that, you're already deciding how the rest of your day is going to be.
Just like you said, the universe is lining things up for you already.
Yeah. So you're like, so you've already decided, like a genie, like your wishes might come out. All right, let me.
Like, how is it that somebody wakes up feeling sad? Like, that's in your head. Wake up with a smile. Look out the window. Like, say you're happy when you wake up. I guarantee you're going to be happy when you wake up.
Yeah, one thing I like to do too is as soon as I wake up or before falling asleep, if I can write it, I'll write out 3 to 5 things minimum of what I'm thankful for. So in the morning, I might wake up next to my girlfriend. I'm just like, wow, I'm so lucky to have her. She's so great, or she's so beautiful. I'm so warm. I have a roof. I'm thirsty. I have water. I have my body. I have my health. I have a car. I'm not on the streets.
Right.
I kind of think of a comparison too. And then, one thing I always do, I have a journal here, but I actually, what? I think I have something in this one from the other day. Is I have what am I thankful for today? Yeah, today I am thankful for. Today I am thankful. And every day I just try to think of as many things, even if it's small, very little, or just big things. But I'll just be like, going to the gym with Nathan. Going to an interview, even having enough money in my card to pay for the parking meter. It's like, damn, I can park here. I don't have to park wherever. Going grocery shopping, cooking for myself, eating an orange.
It's the little things that make us happy.
Yeah, it's appreciating what you have.
You know what? One thing I always bring up when I talk to somebody about happiness is, when somebody, let's just back on the relationships, right? Oh, a couple breaks up. It's like, oh, why? I can't live without you, this and that. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, learn to be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And like that, if a relationship doesn't work out, guess what? You love yourself. God loves you. You're happy with yourself. If you can't be happy with yourself, guess what? You're not gonna be happy with anybody.
And then also to add on top of that, it's like, if you have such a negative attitude where you're always like, like you're always criticizing everything, or you're nothing's ever good enough for you, you're always in a state of like not appreciation. You're always gonna find what's wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of what you focus on. So if you're depressed, maybe it's, what do you tell yourself? Something happens, like you're given an option, you're like, but it's not this.
And who do you hang around with? Because if you're depressed and you're hanging around with 4 happy, excited people,
they're gonna rub off on you.
I really doubt you're gonna be depressed.
Yeah.
You know, are you hanging out with negative vibing people?
Yeah.
You're probably gonna stay depressed.
I totally agree, man.
You know?
And I think like you said, depression is a choice.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I mean, sometimes I think there's like a chemical imbalance, but that's rare. I think if you want to get out of depression, start training yourself to focus on what you're grateful for. Ask yourself, what am I grateful for? What can I be grateful for in this moment? Or what do I have now that I didn't have a couple years ago? Maybe sometimes just that comparison will kind of shift your like, oh yeah, that's right. You know what? It might start the momentum of like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, last year I didn't have a job. Last year I was living in the streets. Last year whatever, and now, you know, whatever your situation may be. So I think if you're depressed, it's ask yourself, what am I focusing on? You know? Yeah.
It's all a mindset. You know, I could have quit a long time ago.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sit here that say life is, you know, perfect. You know, just last year, I was struggling to put gas on my car.
Mhm.
You know, I'm grateful that so far this year I've been able to put gas every time my car needs
Damn,
gas.
and you had a nice car. You have a nice car right now. We were talking about it earlier. He had your Mustang.
2015 Mustang.
Dang, that thing was cool, man. I
I
remember I rode in it, and
I
then
know,
now you have your Beamer.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So you know that was big. Like, you know, I don't want to say miserable,
Mhm.
but it was hard. But here I am today, smiling.
Yeah.
You know, I chose not to fall in the depression stage. I
Yeah.
could have been like, oh, I don't have money to put gas. I don't have money to eat.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna be a bum. I'm just, you know,
Mhm.
I don't care about anything. But you know, I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, luckily for that, you know, we still had our parents to support us.
Yeah.
As much as they hated the fact that I was running the business,
Yeah.
they still had our backs, and you know, they wouldn't let me go live in the street if I
Of
wanted
course.
to.
Yeah.
And you know, now I'm so grateful that
Mhm.
if my car needs gas, I can go put gas. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, scrapping for pennies, looking under the seat to see what I
Uh-huh.
can find. Putting $2-3 just so I make it home.
Yeah.
You know,
Been there, man.
Been there, done that. You know, but hey, it's how bad do you want it? Are you
Mhm.
gonna let that stop you? Oh, I only got $3. I either eat or I put gas. Guess what? I'll find something to eat at home. I'll put $3 in gas to get me
Mhm.
to where I gotta go. You know.
Yeah.
And that's really what makes us tough in life. You know, that's really what's gonna determine if you're gonna make it or not. That's what determined, you know, the legends with the average players.
Yeah.
You know, that's the
With-
difference between Kobe and, you know, another player.
Yeah, doing what others won't.
Doing what others
or what
won't.
are not willing to, or just won't do.
You know, going the extra mile. You know, not quitting. You know, if you think that, let's, you know, put it in the basketball terminology, the rim might look too far, but hey, if you don't take the shot, you might never know if it went in or not.
I love how does the saying go? Oh, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah. So
you
it's
know,
like,
so that's the same way I look at it. I tell the kids at the coaching, it's like, you gotta shoot at the goal. We can't
Mhm.
score without shooting. I don't care if you miss.
Yeah.
Take a shot.
And another thing too is taking responsibility. That was a big thing for me, because I was always like, I don't have what I want because he this, they didn't let me that, she's this, and it's like,
Own up to it.
dude, own up to it. If you want something, there's the internet. Look it up, find resources, ask people who find. There's no reason somebody shouldn't have what they want or be able to do what they want.
Yeah.
We live in America. We're not in a third world country.
You know,
And it's like, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I she says I can't. It's like, no, or he or she, or whatever. My parents won't let me, or whatever. It's like, dude, yes, you can. Find a way. Find an excuse or find a way, or shut up.
One thing that really that I really like captured and got to me was when I heard Mario Arizona say,
Mhm.
we're so easy to point fingers, but every time you point the finger, there's three pointing back at you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, you know, own up to it.
Mhm.
Like you said, take the responsibility and just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, like, just go after it.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, what do we have to lose? We're gonna go back and, you know, get a job just like our parents told us to.
One thing too, it's like to build on top of that, what you just said, it's if you're scared of like taking a step forward, think of it this way: you can only gain, because if you're at A and you want to get to, or let's say B, you're at B and you want to get to C. If you don't get C, you're not going to drop down back to A. You're not going to lose anything. You're only going to be where you were.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can't go lower than the bottom.
yeah. So
there's only one way to
it's
go
basically
up.
just don't be afraid to don't be afraid to fail, because you can only gain. And even a failure is like, oh shit, I didn't know I had to do it this way.
I mean,
and the next time you do it, you're not going to do what.
And failure is a mindset, because Kobe says, I didn't fail. I learned. Yep. Every one of my failures was a lesson learned.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can think of yourself as a failure and just drop the books and I'm done with it.
Speaking of that cool subject, what's been your biggest failure? Or I guess, learning experience lesson.
I guess it's the same one that I talked about earlier. That was one of my, where I was like, I'm just...
With your parents?
No, with my client.
Oh, yeah.
That I want to say that one would be it. It was just like, what do I do from here?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like, okay, now I'm getting back on my feet. It's like, okay, now I can give back. I plan on going back and helping them out with what needs to be fixing the problem. So I'm go back, face them and fix the problem. And just, hey, own up to it.
Yeah.
I can make excuses for whatever happened, but at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to make it better.
And I think that's a lot of, there's a lot of power in saying, in owning up to it. Like, hey, you know what? I don't know. Or I think I might have overwhelmed myself, or just being honest with yourself.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay to say no.
It's okay to say no. And it's okay to say, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right. That's probably the biggest lesson I learned out of that.
What?
It's okay to say no, and it's okay to say I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we always want to be perfect. We always want to be like, yeah, of course I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, but at the same time, it's like, you got to be honest.
Calibration. I think it's calibration. It's being honest with yourself and knowing what you're capable of doing in that moment.
Yeah.
Not to say that you won't ever be, but it's just like, okay, I can do this now. I can't do this now. And grow from it. Go from there. Damn. There's so many things. Like, as you're talking, I'm also thinking, oh, that's a good point. Let me ask him later. And then I get so into what you're saying in that moment. I'm like, oh, wait. And then I forget it all, because then I get into something else.
Well, let's see. You told me you drove a Tesla today. Tell me about it.
That's right. So I don't even know why I was in Pasadena last time. Oh, I think we went to the Apple store. So in Old Town Pasadena, there's a Tesla showroom. So we went there, and I was just like, the person came out like, oh, how you doing? Do you know about this car? And I was like, I love this car. It's the Tesla Model X. And I was asking questions about the Roadster. They let us in the car, and like they showed us all the features. That thing's got crazy amount of technology, like really awesome technologies. And but I was up front too. I was like, I don't have the money to afford this car. I'm just a huge fan. I came in to learn more about it. And like, that's fine. And they were super cool. They weren't like pushing and trying to like sell me.
You.
They were. I didn't feel like, oh, this guy he can't afford it. I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
But we talked for maybe good 20, 30 minutes. And then they're like, oh, do you want to test drive it? Like, we can schedule you a test drive. I was like, what? I can do that? And yeah, scheduled it for today. And it's so cool, man. I got in the Tesla Model X. It's so cool. It's a very simple car, but it's so advanced also. It's super comfy. It has like these, I guess, I don't know if it's like air suspension or whatever, but you can raise it or lower it. The handling, you can do kind of loose, standard, or like a sport mode where it's really responsive.
So how's the sports mode on that?
It's really responsive, where it almost feels like a go-kart.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, you can make tight turns or whatever.
Nice.
The acceleration, it's electric, so there's no combustion. There's no lag time between you pushing the pedal and the whole whatever. So it's immediate torque, and you're like, oh, you're kind of pushed back into your seat. it's so crazy, like the sensors, because on autopilot you just kind of like hold it or you have a light grasp, but it's turning by itself, and it's
Nice.
on the thing on the little dashboard. If there's a truck coming, you see it there, you see it in the front and behind you, the sides. The things go up. It's all touchscreen. It almost feels like it has two buttons, just like the control the volume and then scrolling.
Yeah.
And this little button you can talk and command the whole car from. But
How about that big screen?
it's awesome, man. what I love the most is the windshield.
Oh yeah.
The windshield is like behind you, so you're looking up, and oh man, I can.
So I mean, I gotta ask. I know you love the Lamborghini or the Tesla.
Honestly, the Tesla.
The Tesla.
But I want the Roadster now.
So you would go the Tesla over the Lamborghini that
Yeah.
you've always loved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Because the Lamborghini's cool, but I've realized, like, if I had the money for it, I would get a Lamborghini just to get it, only because I want it. But performance and technology wise, and also price wise too, it's a lot cheaper. Because the Roadster is gonna cost, what is it, like 250,000? No,
Not too sure.
200,000. It's gonna cost less. No. It's gonna be like a fourth of the price. Because I remember they were showing the comparison. It's gonna be faster than a Bugatti, but a fraction of the price. And it can go from here to San Francisco and back.
Oh, wow.
In one charge.
I still love the Bugatti.
Dude, have you seen the video of the Roadster taking off?
No, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna show you once we it takes off so fast. It's amazing, man. It's got crazy amount of torque. I think it's 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds.
Damn. For an electric car, that's
a
beast.
But man, it's sexy too. I was looking into how they do it. There's no rear view mirrors on the outside because that creates drag.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all I know.
So what they're inside?
Huh?
They're inside? How do you
I think it's cameras or just sensors.
Oh damn.
It has a rear view mirror on the inside, but no like the side rear view mirrors.
They don't have side mirrors?
No.
Oh, that's weird. I have to look into that.
But man, it's crazy. Other than that, but I was thinking that's the dream, buy that one. But I really want to get a Tesla Model 3.
Okay.
Because it's affordable. It's only starts at, or you can, I think it's 40 something, but with the rebate comes out to 35,000.
Awesome.
Which is, I had a Chevy Malibu in 2017, or 18, I don't remember, but that cost 32 or 34. So, dude, with a different. Oh, and then they were telling me that, because I asked the guy on the test drive, what's the life expectancy of these cars? Because he asked me what kind of car do I have right now. I said I have a Toyota Camry, and it has a ton, like it has over 200,000 miles.
Damn.
But it still runs like really good.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's really good. And I was asking, what's the life expectancy of the cars? And he's like, well, I'll put it to you this way: that they sold one to, I don't know what fleet of, or they bought a fleet of Model X's for this company in 2016, and they've driven it 300,000 miles.
Damn.
Each one. But he broke it down. If you look at a percentage of the usage or life expectancy of one, he said it was like 13% degradation.
Damn.
So since 2016, 17, 18, 19, 3 years, and then 300,000 miles within those 3 years, that's a lot of usage.
That's
and it's like it's only 13% degradation. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
I'm gonna have to go test drive one.
Dude, you should.
I'm gonna have to schedule one of
those. It's free. Do it. Ask a bunch of questions. And then it was cool too because I asked the guy like, oh, I want to see how the sound system works, and like, what's your guilty pleasure? Like, what song is your guilty pleasure? And he's like, honestly, my girl likes Cardi B, and I kind of like it. And I'm like, oh man. And I'll sound that mine is Becky G, Sing Pajamas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really catchy. It's super cool.
So is that what you were bumping?
Yeah. Well, I saw that somebody had played Michael Jackson, so I put that. I was like, oh, that's super cool. It's cool to dance to. And then he said it's like it comes with a streaming service.
Okay.
So you can say play whatever song, or you can search it and it'll play. So I'm
Nice.
like, damn, that's cool.
That's awesome.
And even like if you plan a trip somewhere or you map somewhere, it'll automatically route you to the nearest charging station on the way there if you need it. Like
Nice.
it'll map out your battery percentage and automatically take you to a charging station
Dope.
if you need it. But let's see, strong bond, Tesla. What's your dream car?
My dream car?
Yeah,
It's a Ferrari Enzo.
Ferrari Enzo.
Yeah.
Dang.
When it all comes down to it, that's what I'm going after. I don't care
Yeah.
how old it is, how old I am then. I'm gonna go after it. Like that's
Ferrari
what I've
Enzo.
always liked.
What about it?
I don't know. It's just the moment I saw it, I remember I saw one once. We went to go play somewhere over there by Laguna Niguel. Nothing but nice cars, and we showed up, and there was one parked on the lot. So I was like, "Who drives this car?"
It's an experience to see the
I was a
car in
kid.
person. You're like,
I mean, I was a kid, and I was like,
you see a Hot Wheel in real life.
like, we're showing up in minivans, Hispanics, trying to put as many kids as we can into one van, and here we are with all these luxury cars parked on the field. It's like, who are we playing against?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I think it's very sexy. Like, I love that car.
I mean, love a sexy shape of a car.
And then there's the LaFerrari, but I would still go after the Enzo. My Shelby.
Huh?
My Shelby, the Mustang.
Oh yeah.
That's definitely on my dream list. I had the Mustang already. That was one of my dream cars.
You want a new one or an older one?
The new one.
The new one.
The new one.
Why?
I'm in love with the model. There's a reason why I bought it 2015. I didn't like the ones before.
Really?
You see, I liked the Fox bodies back in the 90s.
Yeah.
From there, I didn't really like anything until 2015 came out.
Uh-huh.
Funny story was, I used to drive an Acura, a TSX, and I told myself, I'm going to buy one of those. I don't know how, but I'm going to buy one.
Yeah.
Because I had just finished paying off the Acura. 6 months later, after I finished paying off, I hydroplaned on the freeway, and
we're talking about that.
I crashed the Acura, and that's how I bought the Mustang. So I ended up with the Mustang. So now that I don't have the Mustang anymore, it's like my next car will be a Shelby.
Well, hopefully you don't crash this Beamer to get it, and hopefully it's like, hey, I have enough money, I'll have both.
Yeah, hopefully, because and it's always been on my list. So it'll be a GT 500.
I feel the same way about Corvette Stingray.
Ooh,
because I remember, I don't even remember how I got into liking it. I don't know. I remember I bought a magazine once, like a Corvette magazine, and I got lucky, I guess, because on that magazine, the whole magazine issue was all about the Stingray.
Yeah.
All the like the evolution of how they were built, engine structure, even like dimensions, safety and features. I was like, oh my God, this car is beautiful. And then seeing them in person, they're just so curvy.
Yeah.
And dude. And then, so I got into one and I thought it was super cool, super comfy for my liking because it's tight and I'm a small guy. But my friend, he had a 2017 Stingray. And he let me drive it. And it's bigger and it's more powerful. But I was like, I mean, if you give me one, of course I'll accept it. But I don't know. I want the other one to like take really good care of it and just like cruise in it.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, actually, we're out of time because only up to 10:30. We didn't even get to most of these questions here. But real quick, do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to talk about real quick? Last minute topic, or ask me or Jose a question? Type it in there.
Let's go.
Irving Gastelum. You know him?
Maybe.
I don't know him, but what's up? There's been more mosquitoes lately. No. Yes. No. No. Type. Do you feel like you're losing your hair?
No.
No, I do.
No, that's my biggest fear.
Yeah, I used to. Well, I think because I had longer hair before. I
seen pictures.
Yeah, you've seen pictures. When I used to have long hair, and then going shorter, and then now it's like, hey, my hairline is receding.
I think
or like I see scalp.
I think we have a A strong hair gene. My
Who?
my
Oh.
family, my grandpa, before he passed away, he had a full head of hair. It was all white,
Yeah.
but it was full head of hair.
That's
like,
awesome.
You can't see his scalp. Like it was just white, but he had full head of hair. My dad, same thing. He's in his mid-50s, full head of hair. And I look at myself like, please, God, I don't want to be bald.
It skips
I
your
know.
generation.
I
That would
know.
suck. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I'm losing any hair.
Oh, that's good. I mean, even then, with like technology, I'm sure they can bloop, bloop, bloop.
If LeBron fixed it, why can't you?
Hmm?
You don't remember seeing LeBron hairline come back forward?
A blonde hair?
LeBron?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, he's got LeBron money. Dude,
Let's see.
it's come and gone and then came back. Any advice to beginning sales reps and how to overcome objection? I followed Jose for a while on IG. Great video, great info. Guys, keep it up. I don't know. You want to start this one off?
Any advice to beginning sales rep and how to overcome objections? What do you do? What business are you in? First of all, and two, overcoming the objections is mastering your craft, knowing what you're offering, knowing your product, and auto okay.
sales.
Oh, okay. I know who it is now. What's up, Irvin? So knowing your product, knowing your people, providing the best customer service, and just studying the rejection that you get. Like every time you get a no, kind of write it down and analyze why they told you no. Think about what you said. Think about what could you have said different, and keep studying that over and over until you actually master that. Until when the moment somebody else tells you the same thing that person told you, you have an answer for it. But you always got to be on your toes. You got to be on top of the game, and just like I said, know your product, know your cars, know what the people want, and always provide the best customer service for someone. And don't be pushy, as we all know that in sales, and it's just it's about the customer. I know. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, how to handle objections is like you said, know your customer, but not to go deeper. An objection isn't a no; it's more of a question. They're saying no. Well, what about this? They're not saying no, I'm not gonna get it. They're saying, well, I'm worried about the price, or what is this gonna mean? So I think the best way to handle an objection is answering the objection before they even ask it. So if your product is more expensive or whatever, and they're, for instance, okay, car sales. Somebody says it's too expensive. You can start in by going, before they even say, oh, it's kind of expensive, be like, you know what? I know this car might be expensive, and then show them how their fear, because they're telling you their fears is price. So be like, you know what? The price is maybe a little high, but if you think about it, in the long run, you're actually going to be saving because this car is fuel efficient, maintenance is low, and this and that. So really, although the price is X, in the long run, you're going to be saving way more than if you bought a cheaper car that's going to have more maintenance or whatever, be creative on that part. That's how I would handle that objection.
To add on that, get to know your client.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about relationships.
Yes.
I hear it a lot and I have from experiences. I haven't bought in the car, one, because they couldn't help me, or two, I just didn't like the person that was helping me.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
So if you're genuine with people and you show them that you really want to help them and not just get a sale, most likely they'll buy from you.
And think about this. Have you ever gone somewhere and a salesman comes up and they just have a bad attitude, and you want, you're going to get it, but you don't, because you're just like,
Ooh, I've done that.
Smile. Yeah,
I've
right?
done that.
Sometimes you want a product, but you're turned off by the salesperson.
Yeah. Oh, it happened to us not so long ago.
What happened? What'd you get? What were you going to buy?
We were out shopping, and my girlfriend was to buy some extensions. Mm-hmm. And the lady came at us with an attitude, and I was like, I'm buying them for you. I don't care how cheap they are.
Mm-hmm.
She was giving us a deal, but I was like, that attitude, I'm buying anything from you.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen. We didn't buy them.
In sales, you're not. Nobody's buying a product. They're buying what the product's gonna give them. So show them, smile first of all. What they're gonna see you smile. You know, who would you rather talk to, somebody with a smile or somebody with like a scowl on their face?
True.
So first of all, smile, brush your teeth, have a good smile. Ask a lot of questions, get to know what they want, so that way you can give them what they want. If you're talking more than they are, you're doing it wrong. You should ask more questions to get to know what it is they're looking for, what their needs are, what their wants are.
The budget.
Budget, yes, but there's also many ways around that. Like, if somebody wants something really bad, they'll find the money to do it, or they'll find a way to get it. So it's really providing value. Oh, and also look into Grant Cardone. He has a car sales course. I don't know what it's called. Look it up. My brother took it because he's in car sales, and he was a salesman of the year.
Nice.
And he's now a manager. So there you go. I don't know what it's called. Just Grant Cardone car sales course. Google it and apply it. Experiment. Be okay with failing. And 10x Uncle G. You have to follow if you do sales. Yeah. Even in life. He's got good everything. Advice.
Yeah, he's good. I listen to a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, he's really cool. Ed Milet, that's a cool podcast.
Oh yeah.
Andy Frisella,
Gerard Adams,
Gary Vaynerchuk, Ty Lopez. Who else is there? Richard. Oh, what's his name? Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels.
That's right.
They've got cool podcasts also. Thank you guys. Definitely tuning into the next one. Awesome.
Cool, man. If you have any questions, send me a DM. I'll help you out. Don't worry about it.
So just to close it off real quick, follow Jose at, what is it?
Jose Reyes Jr. _ on Instagram.
Reyes, Reyes.
Reyes
_
Okay. Jose Reyes Reyes JR _ So gotcha. Jose Reyes Jr. _
Cool. And follow me. I just changed my my handle again. Actually, don't follow me yet. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, follow me. Look for me. Anthony Corona official. .Corona. I don't know. Just I look handsome in there, so just find me there.
Follow him.
And yeah. So hope you guys had a great time. See you next week. Bam.
Thanks, guys.
All right.